thought about writing a script for this video, but honestly, it's just gotten to a point where I don't even care anymore. I really don't. You know, the the channel's been doing great. I mean, I uploaded that video of DBD at least over a month ago now, maybe 2 months, and we got a crap load of views, bunch of likes, a moderate amount of dislikes. It was amazing, but man, it's just I see that video, and that video really was just a one-hit wonder. You know, I'm sitting here thinking constantly, what can I upload? What's a good thing to make a video about? What's an amazing thing? What's the next big thing, really, right? And there's also another part of me that's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go off and do what I want. I'm gonna focus on. I'll make a compromise pretty much. I'll show the gameplay that a lot of people want here, right? Dead by Daylight. That's kind of what my channel has involuntarily become, right? I never meant to be just a DVD channel. I try to spice it up a little bit, but ultimately that is what most of you are here for. And hey, that's fine. You know, I like DVD, but I'm really just making this video to talk about the fact that in today's world, unless you are literally shooting for the moon, you are never getting anywhere. And it's so draining and soul sucking. It's just it takes the life out of you. It's insane. The the job market is the worst it's ever been. I've been looking for a job for a long time. You know, and there are a lot of people who are like, "Oh, well, you're not putting in enough effort. You got to do the old rigmarole handshake. You gotta go over there and give him a big old smooch on the cheek and bow down and beg." It's like, dude, I've done Indeed, I've done the firm handshake, I've done handwritten applications. It's getting to a point where I feel like in order to get a job, I'd have to pay someone to hire me, which is crazy because I've never gotten in trouble with the law. I've never, I don't have any bad reputations or anything like that. I'm a hard worker, and when I have a job, I get it done, and I get it done right the first try. And I had a job a few years ago. I worked really hard, and I was getting paid basically nothing. And man, it's just, do you ever get tired of trying? I mean, some days I get so angry just thinking about it. All I can do is burst into tears because it's too much, man. It's just way too much. You try and you try and you try, you push and you push and you push, despite failing constantly over and over and over and over and over again. You yet stand again, and it's just, even though you know you're gonna fail, you stand again, and it's just, man. I'm not making this video to be negative or anything, right? I'm just making the video because it's on my mind, right? And I don't want to be fake. I really don't. I can't stand it. Being fake, I cannot stand it. I'm sorry. If you want to watch someone who is, oh, hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing some Dead by Daylight and some Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, this is not for you, all right? I'm not gonna put on a fake face facade just to please you, alright? That's not who I am. It's not who I ever will be. Don't get me wrong. I do like to have fun every now and then, but at the same time, I I like to face reality. I've made that abundantly clear on the channel ever since that video blew up, you know, and It's ridiculous, man. You push and you push and you push and you push, and every single time you fail. The system, the entire system has been completely destroyed against anyone trying to get a foothold beyond, where they're at right now. A great example is getting a driver's license. I live in Michigan, and in Michigan, to get a driver's license, you need to have someone who owns a car. And if you don't have someone who owns a car, then you can usually rent to use someone else's vehicle. So, but before all that, you need a permit. You go to the Secretary of State. You pay $10 to take the test for your permit, and if you pass the written portion, then you get your permit. You have 6 months to go out on the road and get a bunch of experience. And after you feel you're ready, after 4 or 5 months of experience, you then have to find a road testing facility that the state itself does not provide. So you have to basically go online and look for road testing companies that follow the state guidelines and are state approved. And when you finally do, you realize you have to pay $100. $100 just for a chance. A chance, dude. Just a chance to get your driver's license. Just to pass the road test. And the reason why I'm bringing up all these specific examples is because of the fact that I have epilepsy, right? When I was in high school, I was cucked from getting a license. And that's not my fault, right? I can't control it. But anyway, I'm in the process of trying to get my license, right? I've saved up the money. I literally was taking back bottle cans whenever I had like 3 or 4 bags just to save up $10, $15 every time, right? So I have the money, and I'm ready to go on the road. And then I look at the minute details of this road test, and I see that you need your third tail light to work. And I got to thinking, I'm like, that sounds very, very specific, very odd, right? And I go out to the vehicle I'm using of a relative, and I realize the third taillight doesn't work. And long story short, this isn't a problem that can be fixed. And because of that, I'm ultimately at a standstill. I can't get my license, and this is just one example of many where life just kicks you in the nuts, dude, and it does it so hard, so frequently. It's like, you have slightly good days, and then you have horrible days, and it's just nothing ever in between. And no one cares about you outside of immediate family. No one cares, and it just sucks. But what makes it even worse is the fact that people who literally do not know you even a little bit, they have the gall to assume that you're just being lazy and not putting in enough work. Oh my, dude, it just drives me insane. It drives me nuts. And I'm going through, and that's another thing too. Even if I do get my driver's license, I don't have enough money to get a vehicle. But let's say I did somehow get a vehicle. Let's say I went to a bank, got a loan with like a 20% interest rate because banks like to rip people off, and then I use that loan to, you know, get a car, and I have an interest rate on that car too. I now have a loan bill I need to pay and a car bill I need to pay. Not to mention, in Michigan, you have to have car insurance. So I have three different things I need to pay monthly before I even have a job. It's it gets to a point where the system is actively so against you. Why would you ever, no wonder there are so many criminals. No wonder there are so many people actively driving around without licenses or driving out around without car insurance. They can't afford to have it. They just can't. And this all wraps around to my point of I just want to live a normal life, dude. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be known around the world. That has never been my goal. It's never ever what I've ever even wanted. Not even remotely close. I remember when I was in school, I thought to myself, my name fading in the sands of time is one of the most beautiful things ever. I don't want to be remembered. I really don't. Because usually when someone's remembered, it's either for a negative reason or in general, in the end, it's people usually aren't remembered past 100 to 200 years. I mean, I bet you can't even tell me who the 19th president was. Odds are you couldn't, right? And to be completely honest, I don't know off the top of my head either because they just weren't important enough. I hate to say it, but that's the truth, you know? And it's just so hard to be average nowadays, you know? People say, oh, don't go to college. College is a waste of money. Okay, I won't go to college. What about trade schools? Trade schools, I could see myself getting into that. Okay, yeah, we go to a trade school. Oh, well, everyone says they're hiring, but they're not. Hmm, interesting. I have friends, IRL, who graduated college 3 or 4 years ago, and they're still looking for a job. So not only are they in debt, and their debt grows each and every year, but they can't find a job either. Yeah, man, this is. I just wanted to make this video to vent really about my frustrations because if you don't talk about stuff like this, it eats you up in the inside. And I know a lot of you guys are struggling out there too. Just know that things will get better because, like I always say, at the end of the day, things can get worse, but not by much. We're basically at the bottom of the barrel already. You know what I mean? Like things can't get much worse than this. Not by much. So just hang in there, man. I believe in you guys. You guys make my day. If you've made it to the end of this video, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you for listening to some dude just go on a crazy rant with some gameplay in the background. But at the end of the day, God bless you all. May you all have a great day, and thank you for watching. Peace.